All right, guys. So I'm actually super excited to talk about this topic, even though it isn't really that political. And that's probably the reason why I'm super excited to talk about it. As I did watch UFC 264 last night, I was out and about to watch this UFC event. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, that whole event last night was amazing. I enjoyed watching every single fight. And I really do find myself becoming a bigger and bigger UFC fan for reasons that I'm going to get into this video. But first, let's start off with some of the political aspects of the event, as President Donald Trump pulled up to the event, and it looks like he was greeted with a standing ovation. All right, guys. So some people are saying that Trump was booed. Some people saying it was a standing ovation. Some people saying the crowd was chanting USA, USA. I guess the way you perceived it depends on how you feel about the man, right? If you don't like him, then you probably see it as, well, he was being booed. Okay, if you do like him, if you love him, you probably see it as, oh, this man received a standing ovation. You know, people was loving him. The crowd was loving him. You know, they was chanting USA. It all just depends on your politics, right? In terms of how you view the world. But I think regardless, you know, I will say this. When he did enter the room, everybody stood up in attention. Okay. And that really kind of tells you how much respect the man gets, right? Even from people that don't like him, right? They stand, right? These are some of the same people that were booing him, probably the same people that don't want to stand for the national anthem, right? But they stood for President Trump. Okay, again, shows you the type of respect that the man commands, right? Even the woke revolutionaries have to stand at attention when he enters the room. I can't say that the same would have been done for Biden, right? Would people had stood up in attention for Biden entering the room, or people would have just ignored him? Okay, I think that a lot of people probably would ignore him. It wouldn't have been as much of a Kodak moment as it was with Trump. Now, again, because we're talking about politics here, outside of that, you know, last night when I was watching this, there was not one moment where I actually ever thought about politics, right? There was not a moment of any type of wokeness. I didn't see any Black Lives Matter paraphernalia. I didn't see anything political at all, okay? It was a full crowd of people, right? People were there. It was normal life. It was normal, right? And I'm like, wow, I really came to appreciate just seeing a normal sporting event. It really just hit me like, wow, this is so enjoyable. This is awesome. Like, I sat through all those fights, watched those fights, was entertained, okay? And I was not distracted by any type of political statement or any political message. And this is just a testament to how great of a sport UFC has become and how great of a job Dana White has done at building up this sport and the brand, right? Keeping politics out of it. Now, again, there's some fighters that are political, but as an individual sport, I feel like that's more okay, because at the very least, you know, when it's come to fighting, right? If you don't like the fact that, you know, somebody is wearing Blue Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter, or, you know, disrespecting the flag, at least there's a possibility you get to see them get their ass whooped, right? Like, that's the thing about UFC that I love. And I have come to really like this sport a lot. I really have. And I think just one of the reasons why is because I think just Dana White, I really respect him so much as a businessman and what he's done to promote this sport, and how he has went against the grain and has grown the business regardless of that, right? Y'all remember at the beginning of the pandemic, he was like, no, we're going to go to Fight Island, right? We're not going to stop fighting, okay? We're still going to do our thing. We're still going to, run this business. We're not going to stop. And he kept pushing the business forward despite pressure from, naysayers and people not to do it. And just seeing just a normal event last night where, Trump showed up, you had all the celebrities in the crowd, nobody was really wearing masks or anything like that. People were it was just a normal event. There was no politics, right? Outside of Trump being there. Like, it was amazing. It was truly amazing. So with that being said, I do want to talk about the Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, fight. I gotta say, guys, I love Conor McGregor, right? I love his attitude. I love his cockiness, right? Like, anybody that's super confident, that really believes in their abilities, I'm a fan of. Just like I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather, okay? And for those same reasons, I'm a fan of Conor McGregor. But I gotta tell you, as much as I love Conor McGregor, I think it's over for him. I really do. I think it's over for him because, he's lost, 3 of the last 4 fights. He's getting older, okay? And I just think that watching him fight, early on, you could see that he was trying to land a lot of kicks and he was trying to land a lot of punches on Dustin Poirier. But honestly, he was eating those punches, right? He was eating those kicks. They just weren't effective, okay? And it seemed to me early on that Conor was tiring himself out to the point where I just did not see how he could last past 2 rounds. And unfortunately, once Dustin Poirier got Conor on the ground and started beating him up a little bit on the ground, Conor was tired, man. And towards the end of the round, once Conor was finally able to actually get back up, unfortunately, he tried to go for another strike in which he basically twisted his ankle, broke his ankle. Like the Hodge twins used to say, I mean, he took a one-way trip to Snap City. Okay? I mean, them ligaments came smooth off the bone, kind of like this.
If it don't fall off the bone, it's free. Make it top. Make it top. I ain't gonna bang it on nothing.
And in my opinion, a lot of people are saying, well, who knows what would have happened if he didn't break his ankle? Because, I mean, that's how he lost the fight, break his ankle. I was like, bro, he was on the way to get knocked out even before breaking his ankle. Okay, he definitely probably would have got KO'd in round 2, right? Maybe max round 3 if he would have continued. It was clear early on that he's just not a match, right? It's just, he's not what he used to be. And that's okay. But I just think that just after watching it last night, as much as I love Conor McGregor, I think he got to hang it up, man. He can't keep going out like this. Okay, he can't keep going out like this. I would rather see him, get a W. And I think that's maybe what he was trying to do. Maybe he was trying to get a W, right? A major win before retiring and calling it a career. He's sitting on millions of dollars. If I was him, man, I don't know. Maybe he might want to fight one of the Paul brothers, right? Maybe he might want to box one of them or do something like that in order to kind of go out with a W. If that would even count, I don't know. I'm just saying. At this rate, I just don't know if he still has it in him to continue to fight, because it just seems like he's just done. And that it's tend to what happens when it comes to these sports in which, either boxing or MMA, when you're fighting, once it's over, right? You start to lose, you just don't have it in you anymore. And, maybe he can come back from this, right? Maybe this opportunity, him breaking his ankle, maybe this is a comeback opportunity. Maybe he can come back and get a couple W's and maybe he'll go out on top like that. But I don't know, man. I'm just super doubtful. But regardless, I just want to comment on that because I watched that whole event and I enjoyed it without any type of politics. And, it just reminded me of how life used to be and how enjoyable sports were when it was just about the event and there was no real distractions. And again, I just really appreciate the job that Dana White has done with UFC, and it's become a great sport. It's probably definitely become one of my favorite sports in the past few years, purely from the job that the man has done. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.